Hello and welcome to the first video in a series I am making on the Isager archives. This is a collection of knitting patterns created by 12 of the currently most popular Danish knitwear designers, with inspiration taken from designs by Åsa Lund Jensen from the 60s and 70s. Today I will be taking you through the process of me knitting the Karla Cape designed by Anne Fensel. Contrary to the name, this is actually a cardigan, but it was inspired by Jensen's Isager Cape, which has this very nice colorwork pattern created using slipped stitches. Having said all that, let's get started. The yarn I'm using for this project is Istex's Letlopi. This is a 100% non-superwash Icelandic wool with a yardage of 100 meters per 50 grams. I found the yarn to be at first quite scratchy, but it does soften up a bit after washing. I'm using the color Rust Heather 9427 as the main color and Barley 1419 as the contrast color. I found a lot of people using this combination on Ravelry, and I have to agree that the colors look really good together. Here's a swatch I made before starting, and you can really see how nicely these two colors pair. The Karla cardigan has a top-down construction where you start with Judy's magic cast-on, casting on stitches for both the back and the front. In this way, seams at the shoulders are avoided. I'm casting on for a size 1, which has a bust circumference of 120 centimeters. I'm very short with a bust of roughly 83 centimeters, and so I didn't think that 37 centimeters of positive ease would suit me all that well with this cardigan, and so I decided to cast on fewer stitches. Having knit the back until the armhole, I've started working on the right shoulder. Aside from a smaller bust circumference, I also wanted more fitted sleeves, and so I started on the armhole shaping about 12 rows earlier than in the pattern. After having attached the front to the back, I was ready to start working on the entire length of the body. You might have already noticed that something's off about my work, but I will get to that later. Having made substantial progress on the body, I decided to put my stitches on hold and work on the sleeves to get a better look at the fit of the piece. Whilst working on both sleeves, it became really clear that I had made a huge mistake. As you can see, the drop shoulder wasn't really dropping. I was supposed to have at least 20 centimeters of positive ease, and it was looking more like 5. So I went back to check my calculations and found that I had mistaken myself when doing Judy's magic cast-on and had omitted double the amount of stitches on the body. And so I had to make the difficult decision to frog the entire cardigan and start over. Having spent a couple of days redoing the cardigan, I found myself to be very pleased with the results. I mean, it was giving positive ease. This time around, I also decided to just finish the entire body, leaving the sleeves for the end. I managed to finish the body with no further problems. The cardigan has twisted rib with slipped stitches on the last 2 rows, finished with an Italian bind-off on all borders, which gives it a very clean and polished look. In particular, I've really been enjoying doing Italian bind-offs, now having added more seaming to my knitting. Next up was the ribbing for the neck and the button band, which came along without a hitch. In the pattern, 10 40mm duffel buttons are used, however I could only find 30mm ones that would match my cardigan, so I ended up just taking out 2 rows of ribbing on both sides of the button band. Having done all the ribbing, it was time to work and finish the sleeves. Having previously done 1.5 sleeves with my prior attempt made it very easy to get everything right this time around. The pattern says to work sleeves that are roughly 3/4 in length, but I really wanted this to be a cardigan I could wear in very cold weather, so I opted to make mine full length. Taking into account the adjustments I made for the body, I ended up with 6 pattern repeats plus 8 rows of plain stockinette before starting the ribbing. And here is the final result. In my opinion, it turned out perfectly splendid. I like the way it looks both buttoned and unbuttoned, though I do think I'll wear it unbuttoned more often. One thing I would like to note is that the button band at the bottom does pull a bit on the cardigan, but if I ever get a blocking mat again, I think I will be able to resolve that very easily. If you're interested in more information on how I made my cardigan, I have left a link to my Ravelry page in the description box. In any case, thank you very much for watching, and please enjoy the rest of the showcase.